Hi and welcome to Cash and Coins. Today I want to discuss gold and silver. Now we know that inflation has been running rampant these days, over 5%. And people are trying to find a safe haven for their money, for their investments. Some do see that safe haven in silver and gold. But I want to dig a little bit deeper. How do central banks or entire countries see silver and gold? And what about the average guy? How does he see silver and gold? So I did some investigating. But I did want to interject this fun fact. Did you know that in 1938, minimum wage was established at 25 cents per hour? 1 silver quarter was the minimum payment for an hour. Yes, inflation has definitely changed things. Especially now they're talking about the minimum wage being about $12 to $15 an hour. Wow, that's a far cry from 25 cents. Okay, let's get into it. Hello and thank you for joining me here at Cash and Coins. I really do appreciate it. Today I want to talk about gold and silver. As you know, they have come a long way. They have been money for thousands of years. Silver and gold are being minted by governments as currency right now, but not for circulation. The last few coins minted with silver in the United States were in the 1970s. And the last gold coins were minted in 1933. The ones from 1932 were in circulation, but not the ones from 1933. 1932 would mark the last year before the U.S. was taken off the gold standard. And that's important to know. So should you own gold and silver? It's hard for us to say for both. In modern countries where there has been hyperinflation, gold seems to be the way to go. Why is this? Probably gold is known as the world's money, practically accepted in every country in the world. But some countries do value gold a whole lot more than others. And you'll really see that towards the end of this video. Yes, I do have some surprises. At least it was a surprise for me. I was looking at who has the most gold, what central banks hoard the most gold, and look at this. The United States has over 8,000 tons of the yellow metal, followed by Germany, Italy, France, Russia, and China. And after these countries you have Switzerland, Japan, India, and the Netherlands, all very big countries. I believe these countries believe in gold, at least in some form or another. But not all modern countries believe in gold. Some central banks have sold off some of their gold. Well, they've sold off maybe all of it. I was amazed to find this out. Being a gold and silver stacker and collector, I felt it was very important to share this with you. Now, some of you old guys, old stackers and stuff may already know this, but I still thought it would be good to bring it about. Well, look at these articles. First, this one by the Bullion by Post, the worst deal in history. All right, dubbed Brown's Bottom. The sale of half of the UK's gold reserves between 1999 and 2002 by then Chancellor Gordon Brown is considered a particular low point in British history. And it goes on to say, in 1999, Chancellor Gordon Brown sought to sell off 401 tons, that's 56% of the UK's gold reserves. The logic was that gold wasn't being used as a safe haven as much as it had been before, and that foreign currencies like the US dollar and the eminent euro would generate much better returns. And the article ended with the UK gold reserves still total between 310 and 314 tons of gold bullion, the remnants following Brown's sale. Britain has not bought or sold gold since. And it goes on to say, but the current trend as of 2018 and into 2019 is of growing demand for central banks' reserves, with the likes of Russia and China leading the way in demand for gold as a replacement for the US dollar as a reserve asset. As you see, two major players in the world, Russia and China, don't see the US dollar as the stable currency the way the rest of the world does. They have their reasons to want the US dollar to fail, but I won't get into that. I'm not in this video. Now, this next article really blew my mind, for it is our neighbor here in the United States who gave up 99.999% of their gold. I know you guessed it or you already knew it. Oh, Canada. Now this is by Resource Magazine. Canada, bucking an international trend that has seen central banks become net buyers of gold since 2010, has sold off all its official gold holdings. Canada's official international reserves, last released by the Bank of Canada on February 23, 2016, show gold reserves at zero. This is unprecedented. Canada now stands as the only G7 country that does not hold at least 100 tons of gold in its official reserves. According to statistics from the World Gold Council, Canada's current holding would now rank it dead last out of 100 central banks, behind Albania at number 99. A footnote says that the Bank of Canada still holds 77 ounces of gold, primarily in gold coins. Now, this article did say some things that I agree. Gold, however, is not a commodity. It is money itself. It has been for over 3,000 years. It is traded daily on currency desks of major banks around the world. That puts gold in the same category as the US dollar, the euro, and other currencies. The physical gold market is estimated to have an average daily turnover of upwards of 24 billion US dollars daily in both cleared and uncleared over-the-counter markets, according to statistics from the London Bullion Market Association. This makes daily gold turnover trading in the London market on par with major currencies and larger than all bond markets, except for the US Treasury bond market and the Japanese government bond market. Gold trades in one of the most liquid markets in the world. Further, as a demonstration of gold's liquidity, gold can be included in banks' liquidity buffers under the Basel III regulations. This is an important distinction because it means private banks can hold gold as a reserve liquidity asset. And the article ended with this beautiful, beautiful statement. I love this next statement. Former Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan may have framed gold best with some salient observations. Greenspan said, "In the absence of the gold standard, there is no way to protect savings from confiscation through inflation. There is no safe store of value." He also said, "Gold is a currency by all evidence, a premier currency. No fiat currency, including the US dollar, can match it." Finally, Greenspan said, "Gold still represents the ultimate form of payment in the world. Fiat money in extremis is accepted by nobody. Gold is always accepted." Yeah, that was beautiful. Canada might have it wrong. As you see in this article, gold is money. And this from Bloomberg, I know you've probably read it, but in Venezuela, their money is worthless. And they are using gold, dollars, pesos, reais, and euros as money. And as I have said in other videos, in Vietnam, you can use gold to purchase a home. Now, we know that Germany has had to deal with hyperinflation in the past. Look at this Kitco article. And there's also one on Bloomberg if you want to look it up. They pretty much state the same thing. Germans are buying gold. German physical gold purchases increase to decade high. Demand for bar and coins in Germany increased by 35% from the previous 6 months compared with 20% in the rest of the world. And this is a 2021 article. This just came out. I could go on forever about gold as money. And I'm going to get to silver in just a second. Please let me know in the comments, how do you see gold and silver? Are they still money? Would you keep stacking even though you know some countries like Canada and Great Britain, which gave up half of theirs, have given up on gold? Or do you see gold like the Germans or the Venezuelans or the Vietnamese do? And I have to say the United States still believes in gold, for they have a gold reserve of over 8,000 tons. It's the most in the world. And the United States also has a silver reserve of 26,000 metric tons. And one other note I must make. That is, in 1971, the French and the British were going to empty the vault at Fort Knox. I know the French actually sent a ship over to trade their dollars for gold. And this is partially why the US moved to fiat currency from the gold standard. As I said, remember back then you could trade US dollars for gold, and that was the gold standard. Now I want to thank you for watching Cash and Coins. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not. If you are a subscriber, you know I really appreciate you. And as I always say, have a wonderful day. And I'll see you on the next video.